How much money did I spend on my solo trip to New York City? Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of my vlogs. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Michelle and I'm very happy that you're here watching this vlog. Don't forget to go like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my following vlogs. Okay, so you're here because you are wondering how much money did I spend on my solo trip to New York City, or how much money would you be spending if you took a solo trip to New York City? So I'm gonna be very honest with you guys, and I'm gonna share everything with you in this vlog. Let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start off by talking about flight and vaccination situation. So first things first, since I'm from Mexico and I was traveling from Cabo, I had to have my vaccination card, certificate, whatever it's called, in order to get inside the US. Disclaimer, in order to eat or be at any restaurant or bar, you have to show your vaccination card. As far as I know right now, they're starting to lift up those mandates and the requirements might be loosened up. Hopefully they get those requirements taken off, but that was something that I had to go through. Okay, so flight price and my flight being canceled. So my flight, I had actually booked it like a month prior to my trip, and it was so cheap. Like, I found this flight and I was like, I need to do it and I need to buy it right now. So I found my trip, which was one-way trip, for around $150 from Cabo, which is like super cheap as far as I know. And just with the check back, it went up like to $200. But it was a really good deal because I've seen prices go up to like $400 just for a one-way ticket. So I got a pretty good deal on that. On the other hand, my flight was supposed to be a direct flight and it got canceled, it got like postponed, it kept changing, and I had to actually fly into Arizona. If you haven't watched my New York solo trip vlog yet, I'll link it and also in the description section so you can go watch it whenever you want to. But yeah, I had to go through that. I had to go through Arizona. I lost so much time there, and after a long day, they kept changing the flights and the airports, and I had to go to New York, which is like 20 minutes away from Manhattan, which is where I was staying at. Another big question that most people want to know about is how much did I spend on my hotel? Okay, so for this, I actually booked it 1 week prior to my trip because I hadn't found anything that I liked, that it was in the area that I wanted to be, or that it was like in my budget. I had to go a little bit higher in my budget, I do have to say that, because I couldn't find anything for the prices that I was looking for, but it wasn't too bad. I spent around $450 for 3 nights in Manhattan in this hotel that's called the Hilton Garden Inn, which is right next to the Empire State. So it's amazing, like it is in a really good area. But since my flight got canceled and postponed and it just kept changing, I lost 1 night of hotel. So I basically paid $450 for only 2 nights that I got to enjoy. But yeah, I spent only $400. So yeah, that's the hotel situation. Okay guys, I'm gonna talk about transportation. So I had planned to get a chauffeur to pick me up from the airport and leave me at my hotel as soon as I got into JFK. But my flight kept changing and everything was crazy, so I didn't do that. And I opted on going just on taxi. As I was in the airport, I was freaking out. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, how am I supposed to tell the taxi guys? Because I've heard that you have to tell them the exact location, like street names, not like Uber that you just type in the hotel. So I searched up online and I found out that Uber is way more expensive than a taxi. So I opted on just taking a taxi from outside the airport right as soon as I got there. I spent around $200 just on 2 taxi rides, which is pretty crazy expensive to me. I thought I was only gonna spend like $100, but it was double of that. And yeah, I think that has to do also with the fact that I was at Newark Airport, which is around 20 minutes away from Manhattan. So maybe distance, time, everything just made it a little bit more expensive. And I personally love walking and I just wanted to like explore the whole city, so I didn't get to go like on any other taxis or Ubers in order to go around the city. I just decided to walk around. So I saved up some money somehow like that. But if you're planning on taking an Uber or taxi around the city just to go from one side to another, have in mind that it's gonna be expensive. Some of you also want to know about shopping and how much I spent on that. So I do have to say that was like a really big part of all the expenses that I had. And it wasn't because I went crazy shopping and nothing. Like, I bought the essentials and what I knew I needed for clothing. So basically, once again, if you haven't watched my vlog, I'm gonna leave it in the description below. But I spent money buying things that I needed. So basically, I bought a scarf, I bought a jacket, and I also bought some things that I had in mind, like activewear and a couple of jeans. But it wasn't crazy. It was around $250, which is pretty decent. And also, like, I didn't go too crazy on shopping for clothing because I had my bag and my bag was packed with all the things that I had brought to the US. So I just didn't want to go and, you know, be over the weight limit at the airport, which I was, but I didn't want to go crazy over that. And something else, which is like the major thing that I spent on, was investing on a new computer. I'm gonna show you guys a quick video of how my other computer, my MacBook Pro that I bought on 2017, is right now. So the screen is just messed up. And I walked into Apple the very last morning that I was there. I knew that I wanted a new computer and that I needed it, so I bought my computer and I bought a MacBook Air. It was around $1,100, which is an investment once again, but it's something that I just knew I needed. Okay, so on food, I spent so much money just on coffee and pastries. It's crazy. Like, now that I'm looking back at everything that I did, I had so many cups of coffee per day and I was there like only 2 days. So I spent around $60 just on coffee and around $150 on restaurants and like breakfast, croissants, you know, stuff like that. There was this really good restaurant, a Chinese restaurant that I loved. It was just amazing and I spent there like $50, which is decent. Food was amazing, but I think that was the most I spent on a restaurant. And last but not least, you guys are asking me about tours and extra stuff that I paid for. So I only did one tour just because I knew that I wanted to go like from one side to another, just walking, exploring all day long. And I didn't want just to be like sitting down, like going to the Statue of Liberty. Like, you have to go in a boat and it's just like a waste of time if you have limited time. So I only did the Empire State Tour, which was around $60, and I was there for around an hour. And I have to say, it was so worth it. The view from the top is just amazing and it was so much fun. Another thing that I spent on was makeup and pharmacy stuff. So in Mexico, I cannot find stuff that I find at CVS and stuff. So I just had to buy whatever I needed and whatever I had not found in Mexico. So yeah, that was it. Okay, so we're at the very last part of this vlog. Are you ready to hear how much money I spent in New York City only in 2 days? I spent $2,500 approximately. For some of you that might sound like a lot of money, and for others it might just seem like an average money that you might spend on a trip. But I do have to say that I enjoyed every little second and every little dime that I spent on this trip. I did have a budget in mind and it was around $2,000 that I knew that I wanted to spend and that I was comfortable with spending in New York City. But as soon as I was there, I just knew that there were so many things that I didn't thought of and that I did want to enjoy. So just like going into all of these different restaurants and just like the tour, I didn't think I would do any tours, but at last minute I decided to do so. And also my computer. My computer, as I said before, it was a really big part of the expenses that I had there, but I knew that it was something that I was going to do at one point soon. So I just decided to buy it there and to be able to edit these videos. So looking back, I had so much fun. It was amazing. There are still so many things that I didn't get to do in New York City and that I'm looking forward to doing soon. But yeah, I hope that you liked this vlog and that it was helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know if you guys have any other questions regarding this trip, and if you're planning to do a trip soon also. I would love to know about it and just help you out as much as I can. You can always reach out to me in the comment section, or you can follow me and DM me through Instagram at Michelle Roche. Okay guys, have an amazing day. Mwah.